beauty of redemption, the beauty of restoration in the lives of these precious daughters of the King. I want to take a moment just to connect the dots, because we have to understand that the sexual abuse that's happening with these girls and so many others in our world, 1 in 3 girls, and a more accurate statistic, newer statistic would be almost 1 in 2 girls are sexually abused. This kind of widespread abuse is not happening in a vacuum. And we need to begin to ask the question, why? Why is it that a woman's greatest fear is her natural protector in our modern day civilized society? And I think it really begins with the very fundamental objectification of women as sexual objects in media. And we're beginning to see a devastation sweep across our planet called the sexual exploitation of young women and children. And I've spent the last 3 years documenting what's going on all across the world and even in our very own backyard. And we put together an awareness center like a museum for people to come face to face with the reality of the commercial sexual exploitation of young women and children in our world today. And I emailed a friend of mine and I said, Dawn, I'm putting this awareness center together and we're gathering relics of modern day slavery. Do you have anything? The next week he emailed me. He said, we raided a place this week. And he says, and I've got the clothes of some girl from the brothel that we raided her out of. And he said, but Benji, I don't know if you can use them because they're still stained with the blood of her abuse. And beloved, I just want you to know today that the outcome of our pornography and the outcome of our supporting and feeding the objectification of women as sexual objects are the blood-stained clothes of little girls in brothels in Cambodia. Because in all of our traveling and everything that we've seen, surely not every person that looks at pornography winds up abusing girls or purchasing women in prostitution. But we've never seen a case where one of these guys didn't have a history of looking at pornography and a history of pornographic addiction. I just want you to see what it looks like, beloved. This was her top. The abolitionists of the 18th century, when confronting the public, began to bring the chains that would bind them because people didn't want to believe that it was happening in their very own backyard. And they brought it to... And they begin to bring this to the forefront of the conscience of the people to say this is real. It's real. Beloved, these are the pants of the young girl that was rescued. But every 30 seconds, another child is being bought or sold. 1,500 children just in the time that we gathered today. They're still stained. Oh God! Oh God! Oh God, we ask you to grip our hearts. Jesus! Jesus! We that you are a great deliverer. That you came to set the captives free. Even now, Jesus, we ask you to rise and let your enemies be scattered. Lord, that you would take up the cause of the child, the widow and the orphan, oh God, that you begin to bring deliverance. Jesus, we ask you to begin to save the souls of young children and young women caught in the clutches of sexual exploitation. Father, I ask you, raise up an abolitionist movement that will embrace your heart of compassion for these girls. God, we ask you for justice. God, we ask you for a visitation of your glory and your power to break the chains of injustice. Oh, even now, God, release the burden of your heart on our inner man. Release the groanings of travail. Release intercession, we ask you, God. Even as we address this issue, we realize that this is so real. For so many of you that are even here today, this is so real. God, we lay our souls bare before you. And we ask that you would reach your hand into that place of woundedness and begin to release healing. Lord, all across this field, we ask you begin to release the healing balm. Oh God, that you would release the tenderness of your love in the place that we were violated and abused. Father, we ask you for the restoration of our souls, our bodies, our spirits, our minds. Right now, just keep praying. These 40 gals are going to walk down here. They're going to walk through this crowd. And we're going to take sex trafficking and sexual abuse to the altar, to the cross, the only place that can break it. Break pornography. Break this abuse for taking it to the cross. Go ahead, brothers and sisters, begin to pray. Someone's going to weep between the porch and the altar. This is America today, you guys. You think there's any hope for a nation that does these things? The only hope is Jesus. No government program will stop this. We have to have the blood of Jesus to begin to wash a nation. Go, brothers and sisters. You are before the Lord on behalf of the whole nation. Plead the blood of Jesus now and stop our pornography. Help us, God. Help these men, God, to break today. Across this place, in the back,
No one just watches, everyone prays. We are coming to deal with something before the Lord that is an offense to His heart. It shatters His heart. Brothers and sisters, it's gonna break. We didn't come to Sacramento for a nice day. Something's gonna break at the sacrament, at the cross today. Pornography's gonna break at the cross.